Another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your
Ahmadiyah.
skin?
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
In my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of every
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine, you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen AmadeAShakur show. I'm your host, Queen AmadeAShakur, and this is your Sunday Vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. And as per usual, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. Unsubscribe. That's all you got to do. All right. Hello, Lillian, Nessie X, Claudette's in the house, Chief Jonesy, Jay Great is here, RG Titan, Timber Dan. All right. Pearly is here, Bithia, We the People, Leon Gardner. Okay, Hundia, I see you. Sad/Chin. Reggie is here. Pennywise. Melanin A1. Honey 69. All right. Claudette. Mr. Hotel. All right, let's get into it. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Hey, Kenyatta. Optimus Prime is in the house. All right. A queen, a wife, mom. Okay, beloved. So let's get into it. Everyone get the likes up. Y'all know they have the Queen of First, the Shadow Band on all channels. Please pay attention. Malika is here. Sandra Too Much. Leon is here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Now, before I get started, let me just go ahead and be petty for a moment, because you all know that I'm petty and I'm proud of it. Okay, they don't call me Petty LaBelle for nothing. Okay, they also call me the Queen of Roast. Let's not forget. All right, so anyway, you all know I'm the Queen of, I wear many hats, beloveds. I'm the Queen of Receipts, all right, and also the Nancy Drew of journalism. Please pay attention. A title that was recently bestowed upon me. Okay, so anyway, like I said, let me be petty for a minute. So I told you all days ago, I showed you all the comments where one of Tisa Tale's nefarious people got in my comment section and said that I took her content and removed her watermark. And I showed you all with receipts, as I often do, that actually I got that video from the same place she got it from and the same place everyone else got it from. It didn't belong to her. It came from Real World Police. And in fact, it had their watermark on it. Now we're going to revisit that video. The video is 35 minutes long, but I've clipped out 11 minutes of it that I want you all to see, because I'm going to break it down. And the reason I'm going to do so is because the man who is in the video, Jonathan Oddi, well, now they're saying that he's dead. They're saying that he's dead. And so far, nobody's been able to find any proof of that, okay? They had a post on Twitter by someone named Hazandi where they posted, and I'm going to show you what he found, okay? So that this man is clearly not dead. So why would they be saying he's dead? Well, that's what we're going to get into. But before I get into that, let me just be petty. You see, it's funny how people can try to act like I took their content, or their little subscribers can say that I copied them. Honey, I don't copy anyone. I'm the original Queen AmadeAShakur. But so I'm going to show you the proof that the person they're trying to say I took their content, well, that person actually copied me. Okay, so let's get into it. Now I want you all to see this, because they got this from my TikTok video. And you all know that I often show my TikTok videos. Hey, Reggie, T Cope is in the house, Nessa G. Okay, so you all know that I often show my videos from TikTok on the channel if it pertains to something I'm discussing. This video, however, I didn't show it to you all. I did it a couple of days ago. Now, I didn't show it to you all because it was about Jonathan Oddi, and I already showed you all the video about him. But let me just show you all this. Please pay attention. Several people brought this to my attention, sending me emails and all of that. Okay? So let me just show you all this. See that? Now that is Tissa Tails. And see this caption right here? On Friday, he unfurled the American flag inside. Okay, and goes on to say this whole thing about ranting about Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and bizarrely rap mogul P. Diddy, okay, according to law enforcement. Well, that's exactly what I showed, the exact same clip out of all the articles. Out of all the articles, that's the specific clip that I show in my video from TikTok. So one could say that she copied my content, but that's not it. I also showed in that same TikTok this picture right here that she's never shown before until now. Okay, that's the man that was in the interview, because I was telling you all he looks better. He looked better back then before he clearly lost his mind. Okay, so now with that all being said, just to prove my receipts, I'm going to now show you that TikTok video. Okay, honey, don't ever accuse the queen. Honey, when you come from me, you just better be prepared and bring a lunch, honey, because I'm the one that's going to fire back. You got the right one, okay, because I don't stop. I'm that petty. Okay, and I have time today. Please pay attention. Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Oddi Shakur. All of the allegations against Diddy have got to be taking a toll on him at this point. More and more information keeps coming out. Now they canceled him from the Super Bowl halftime performance with Usher. They don't want him to come to the Grammys. And now they're saying that a reality TV show called Diddy Plus 7, featuring he and his 7 children, is no longer in production. And this is according to a spokesperson for Disney. But there's a lost video footage that has recently been resurfaced, and I just happened to find it, okay? I heard someone mention this, and I went and did some digging, and I found the footage. Now, this is a man named Jonathan Oddi who was arrested because he carried out I'll just call it an attack at 45's Doral Hotel in Florida. And during the police interrogation, he brought up Diddy and several other people. So let's get into it. Now, as you can see here, it says that he got into a firefight and chase with police while ranting about 45, Barack Obama, and bizarrely rap mogul P. Diddy, according to law enforcement. Now, the police didn't really believe him because they referred to him as being unhinged. Okay, so I'm going to play the footage. I'm going to play a clip of the footage, and some of it is bleeped out because of some of the things that he was saying.
Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay? When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything. Okay. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, he would masturbate with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business. Because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a okay. For them, that's what I was. That's all right?
Okay, so you heard it for yourself. He basically said that he was having these dealings with Diddy and Cassie, and that it happened at least 15 times, like 15 different accounts. And he has a heavy South African accent. I believe he's of Italian descent, but he was born in South Africa, according to him. And so basically some of the things he said, you may not have been able to understand, very well. And also I did bleep out some of the things because of the content. But he basically said that he was having these relations with Cassie. Diddy was there. And the way he described what went on, well, it sounds a lot like the things that Cassie mentioned in her lawsuit filings when she talked about the freak-offs. And this interrogation was in 2018. So Cassie's lawsuit didn't come out till 2023, okay, November of this year. So at the end of the day, It all sounds very plausible to me. And again, these are just allegations. I can't substantiate it. But also, there's another young man that has come out, and he's also saying that he, was abused by Diddy, said that he met Diddy in Atlanta and he told Diddy he could sing, and they exchanged information, and then he was lured to what looked like some type of dungeon. Please pay attention. Now, I don't have very many details on this other young man, but as I get the details in, I will be, reporting on that. But basically, this guy says that he thought he was going to meet up with Diddy after Diddy called him. He thought he was going to meet up and maybe do a studio session or something like that. But at the end of the day, it turned out to be something nefarious, and that he ended up being taken to the hospital, okay, and had some very serious injuries. But I'll talk about that on another video, so please stay tuned. And this information came from Tough News TV, who happens to have inside information. Okay, someone within the industry, I do believe, is sending him all of this information. So I'll be talking about that next, but please stay tuned because this is all getting more and more nefarious as the days go by. With that all being said, please drop me a comment and let me know what you think. Now, case in point, so you all saw that, right? You all saw she used the same picture that I had in my TikTok video and the exact same clip from the exact same article. I'm saying, honey, sit down somewhere. Honey, don't ever accuse. See that, but I want y'all to pay attention. You see, that's what people do when they copy you. They'll try to pretend you're copying them first. Isn't that the same thing Wig did? But I did the exact same thing with her. I went and pulled up the receipts of my videos and hers saying the same thing. And I time-stamped and showed you all exactly where she copied it. And I showed my video was dated first. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Now, if they want to say I copied anybody, please produce the receipts. Okay, that's what I'm going to need you to do. Sit down somewhere, honey. Y'all got the right one, whether you know it or not. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so now let's talk about these allegations that Jonathan Oddi is dead. Okay, RG Titan said facts. Queen Lilith X said hashtag buy wig. Okay, it looks like we have 2 wigs at this point. Okay, we got 2 wigs now coming for the Queen, but they can all sit down. All right. So anyway, Timber Dan said Queen has receipts for the receipts. You better know it, beloved. Okay. Miss Hotel said Wig also said Queen's receipts were inaccurate. Buy wig. No, they weren't. Okay. Thank you. Honey, I have proof and receipts of everything that she did. Okay. Every single thing that the feds locked her up for. Now, let's talk about it because they're saying Jonathan Oddi is deceased. But let me pull this up real quick. Everyone, please get those likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Because as I said, someone posted this on Twitter. Hold on. I have many receipts. So let me just scroll through here. Honey, I have so many receipts. I can never even show them to you all. Okay. Give me just a second. And by the way, get those likes up, beloveds. Please get the likes up. I think this is it right here. Hold on. I just saw it. Hold on. Nope, that's not it. Hold on. You all have to hold on 1 second. Now I got to find that receipt again. I don't know where I saved it. Now, matter of fact, while I'm doing this, you all watch the video of Jonathan Oddi because we're going to talk about that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start the video for you all. Hold on 1 second while I'm looking for this other receipt. Okay, and pay attention to everything that he says. He's going to say some things about Trump. Of course, we know the stuff he said about Diddy and all of that, but pay attention to everything that he says because that's going to tie in to why I believe they're trying to act like he's no longer with us. Please pay attention.
I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued him for the herpes and won. But they did Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that,
which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible I threw everything out. It's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible. I'm not sure. Now, how does this lead towards Donald Trump?
Okay.
The Mercedes family, Ben Mercedes, that works with Mark Garagos. Mark Garagos used to be Michael Jackson's attorney.
Yeah, out in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had he drugged Michael and they OD'd him, okay? He didn't overdose. They OD'd him because they keep the royalties of the music. Michael alone made $860 million alone last year, okay, in 2017, which who keeps that royalty? The music companies. Who represents the media and entertainment in the United States? Most of them, Mercedes does. Kenny Mercedes, which is Gruber Mercedes Shire out of New York. Okay. So what they've been doing is they've been promoting a hate agenda against Trump. So people hate him. Okay, because they know he is very alpha. Okay, very alpha in the sense that he likes money, he likes to make money. Embarrassed about Stormy's situation, okay?
So you don't have
family in the United States?
Yeah.
Just my dog Bubbles, my service
dog?
Yeah. Diddy and Ross, which they're good buddies, okay? They're gay.
Who?
Both. Diddy and Ross. And Khaled. They're all gay, okay?
DJ Khaled, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
and P. Diddy?
Yeah.
They all gay?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Alright.
Khaled is a Hamas supporter. Okay?
Who supporter?
Hamas.
Hamas. Yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
No worries.
Hamas supporter, okay?
Right.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically with Cassie, I had like 15 encounters and I heard a lot.
Oh, hidden in plain sight.
It's hidden.
I think I see what you're saying.
Okay, how do I know this?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. How do you know this?
Do you know Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Yeah.
P. Diddy, whatever you call himself these days. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he's part of what's called the Boule. The Boule is a branch of the Illuminati.
Okay.
It's the black people. Okay. I'm from Africa, so I'm not a racist. Okay. You're my brother, so I like black people.
Okay.
My mom, I was raised by an African woman in my house. Okay. She was just a servant, but she was she took care of me.
Right.
So I love black people.
Okay.
I had settlement with Sean. Okay. Against Donald Trump. Okay, because he used to belong to their side. You understand? He used to belong to that illuminated group that I told you about, which is an elite group, okay, of individuals which run the whole country. Alright? Basically, what I did you tell him did you explain to him about the message? Or
please. Elaborate.
On Thursday, turning to Friday, basically, I went to Donald Trump. I went through the gates. I took I jumped the fence and I took the American flag and I put it in the front desk and I blew the chandelier. Basically, what I did that for is to transmit a statement to the American people and to Donald Trump that we're not accepting any more corruption and abuse from their system of friends. Okay? Donald's still blind because he thinks that he let Hillary off the hook and she's okay. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm trying, okay. Keep going.
It ain't like that. The CIA and then they want to do the same thing that they did to JFK. Okay?
Alright.
Why? Because they want the United States to fall. they've already been creating a state of chaos and confusion in the United States, and they want the United States to fall. Dharma was against their agenda and won the presidency, okay? He did get help from Russia. He did get help from the Saudis. He also got help from a lot of Republicans in here, which is the electoral college vote. And he got a lot of support from Republican people, okay? The elections, yeah, they weren't fair, but he wanted the electoral college vote.
Right.
Which is the Republican vote, basically. He got him through, okay? He didn't get the popular vote, okay?
Right. I hear you.
So basically, the interior, he made it. He's president-elect by the electoral college. So he made it. The situation is that he still hasn't kicked out the corruption from the system. He's letting them stay due to money, basically, because they all like making money. That's why they're all billionaires, etc. So there's only there's select few of that run the country, okay? So if you, I know you may or may not, I know you're gonna believe me. You have what's called the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Okay. Yeah, Illuminati. Okay. They've made it in dance. Basically, what it means, illuminated.
I got you.
Okay. They do satanic ritual abuse, which is basically CIA mind programming techniques to their own family, kids, etc. around the group, and they bond that way. Okay, so they do sexual pedophilia, they do animal abuse, killing of animals, blood sacrifices, and everything in the Bohemian Grove. Okay, the Bohemian Grove, the Bushes go there. George C. and George, both of them are in the same agenda. They cousins with the Clintons. Okay, so is Donald Trump. He's also a distant cousin. So if you see, there's a direct correlation of the presence of the United States being bonded between family ties, okay?
Gotcha.
All these family ties wound up, go back to the same place. The royal family in England, okay? The family here of the Illuminati are descendants of the royal British family, okay? They have children between themselves. Why? Because they have that issue, you understand? They want like superiority of the race. They see it that way. But it really it backfires on them because it makes them simple-minded. You understand? When you have sex with someone in your family, your kids are not gonna come out smart. You understand? They're gonna come out dumb. Alright? So Donald turned his back, but he's still trying to negotiate a peaceful way out, and they have an agenda to kill him. Okay? Example. If you look at...
Okay, so you all heard that. Hold on. There's like 2 more minutes left. Hold on. Let me put that part up. 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes. Ben Mercedes worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for 4 years and worked for Hillary Rodman for 5. Okay? When I take Sean the threat of death on me, okay? I don't have it, but I can make it available under secrecy. That means that I wouldn't be liable because I don't want to be getting framed for anything, okay? Right. I had sex with Cassie and Sean. Basically, I want to do with Cassie. I had like 15 encounters, and I heard a lot of business because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers and stuff, and I was like a sex slave, okay? For them, that's what I was. That's all right? I caught herpes, and I came back and I sued them for the herpes and won. But they Mark Garagos and Ben Mercedes were his attorneys, okay? And Christopher Lee.
Okay, so we already heard that part. So listen, let me just say this. Now, I did find my receipts. They were in my email. I just have so many receipts I didn't see them. But here's the thing. So now, everything that man said is absolutely true, in my opinion. Okay, I believe everything that man said. Some of the things that I want you to pay attention to that he specifically said are the things that he said about Diddy and Cassie and the freak-offs, the things about herpes, the things about DJ Khaled and Rick Ross, the things about Donald Trump, how the Illuminati card game said that Trump is dead. It shows him as dead. And how also all of the presidents are related and traced back to the royal family. I'm going to show you all evidence to corroborate everything that he said. All right? So sit tight. Now, also, he talked about satanic ritual abuse. For those of you that are my day ones, you know that I absolutely have spoken to you about this before. When I talked about Hillary Clinton, who he also mentioned, when I talked about Hillary Clinton's emails, I talked to you about satanic ritual abuse of children. Okay, so with that all being said, what else did he mention? He talked about them creating chaos to destroy the United States. Now think about that, because when we watched that movie, Leave the World Behind, what is one of the things I told you? I said they had 3 ways to destabilize a country, to destabilize the United States. And one of them was synchronized chaos with covert attacks and disinformation. Okay, and no clear enemy. Synchronized chaos. And he said they create chaos to destroy and bring America down. Now, do y'all see this? Please pay attention. Okay, Pearlie said, yes, you did, Queen. Thank you, beloved. So I just find it all interesting that that man said a lot of these things that have already come to pass. Okay, please pay attention. Now, let's talk about, he also mentioned Bohemian Grove. And those of you who are my day ones know that in 2020, when I started my channel, I also talked about the nefarious things that go on at Bohemian Grove, about mind control and the CIA. During the early period of the Cold War, the CIA became convinced that communists had discovered a drug or technique that would allow them to control human minds. In response, the CIA began its own secret program called MK Ultra to search for a mind control drug that could be weaponized against enemies. Now, we already know about this. I'm just bringing it up just to, let you all know this is what the man was talking about. But at the end of the day, we already know about MK Ultra and all of that. I've told you all about that a myriad of times. Okay, I'm just proving a point. Now, he also talked about Donald Trump and the Illuminati game. The point I'm making by showing you all of these things that corroborate what he was saying, whether you've heard it all before or not, is to prove that this man is not crazy. He may be a little traumatized from things that happened to him. He may even be a little crazy, actually. But what I'm saying is the things that he's saying, even though they may sound crazy, these things are absolutely true. Okay, these things are absolutely true. And that's why they would either kill him or want us to think that he's dead. Okay, this is the Illuminati game. Enough is enough. And I find that interesting because when Diddy spoke out against his accusers, he said enough is enough. But hold on. So let's talk about the game. Illuminati card game predicts Donald Trump assassination. That's just what Jonathan Oddi said. A mysterious card game that accurately predicted 9/11 and Princess Diana's death before they even occurred has now predicted a Trump assassination. Okay, for those of you who are my day ones, how many times did I tell you all back in 2020 that I had a premonition of Donald Trump being assassinated? How many times did I tell you all that I had dreams about that? I'm sure you all remember that I told you that I've had dreams twice about Donald Trump being assassinated. And when it happened, you all remember me telling you that, okay? All right, you all remember me telling you all that. Claudette said many times. Desmond said multiple times. Okay, absolutely. Reggie said the Queen predicted it. The Queen predicted Trump's deleted. Okay, thank you. I've been telling you all this since 2020. I've been telling you all this since 2020. A lot of you are putting ones in the chat to let me know you remember as well. Okay, so now let me go on. Now, Steve Jackson's 1995 Illuminati, it's called Illuminati, the Game of Conspiracy, makes the grim prediction that Trump will be killed before he is inaugurated in January. Now, with that all being said, well, clearly he isn't. He's still here. Now, it goes on to say the card game titled Enough is Enough is thought to hold an image similar to an angry-looking Trump, okay, taken in 2011. It reads, at any time, at any place, our snipers can drop you. Have a nice day. Many see this as a direct reference to an assassination of the person on the card. An alleged assassination attempt has already failed on the would-be president. Okay, so I'm going to move on from that. Let's go on to something else that he spoke about. Before I get to that, let me just show you all the receipts, okay, that were posted on Twitter by someone by the name of Hazana Rula El Rey, okay? They posted this. They said, and here's what they said. Every time Jonathan Oddi gets some press, rumors start floating around about his death, like in October of 2022. Meanwhile, he is still listed as an inmate, and his trial starts in 2024 because he supposedly goes back to trial or goes back to court in 2024. So let me share my screen so you all can see this. Now, why would they be wanting to lie? Why would they want us to think this man is deceased? Well, some of the things that he said in that video that have just now come to surface, come back up is likely why. Now you see this Jonathan Oddi obituary. Dora, Florida resident Jonathan Oddi has died. Okay. And then they show a car down here that's been wrecked. And it's a 24-second video clip. All right. Then here is the case information. All right. That's his case information. This is more information right here where he was booked in and all of that. So this man is not dead. Okay, not dead, has to go back to court in January. So I find it also interesting. Greta said, listen, family, to Queen with a critical ear. She is dropping gems. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so now let's talk about some more of the things that they claim, or that he claims that they were up to. Bohemian Grove. He talked about Bohemian Grove, and like I told you all, I've mentioned this to you numerous of times. Bohemian Grove is a place where powerful men go to misbehave. Secrets of the Bohemian Grove unveiled in photos. Now, this is an article from, when was this article printed? Not sure when this was printed, but this is an old article. And then it says also, Richard Nixon went there. And I believe Jonathan Oddi, didn't he say George Bush? Something about George Bush in Bohemian Grove? Because yes, they also show George Bush. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. Someone said he might have been there himself. Z says that. Yeah, he absolutely may have, beloved. You never know. You never know. Okay, so here's the article right here. There's pictures of these big-time politicians, okay, and famous people there. These are old pictures from back in the day. Now, they have a picture. This is in the 1870s, Henry Harry Edwards, who was an actor from California. Okay, then they have in the summer of '67, they have Ronald Reagan, Richard Nixon, Glenn T. Seaborg, Jack Sparks, all sitting at this table. Preston Hodgkins, all of these are powerful men. You see them all sitting at the table together, okay, at Bohemian Grove. And then here's George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr., and Newt Gingrich photographed at the Bohemian Grove during Lakeside talks. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. Because here's the thing. When that man was saying all of that stuff in 2018 in that police interrogation video, they could easily have just, dismissed it as if he's crazy. He's just talking out of his head. He's just rambling. He's ranting. But you see, due to investigative sleuths on the internet and all of the stuff coming out about Diddy, well, people started looking at that more closely. and realizing that no, he's not crazy. These things he's saying, yeah, these are true. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. And listen, I told you all before what goes on allegedly at Bohemian. For more reference, there was a movie that came out in the 70s, and conveniently, the person who directed the movie is dead. He died under mysterious circumstances a couple of months later, I do believe it was. And the movie's banned in the USA, but it's called 120 Days of Sodom. Okay, please pay attention. Now, so he mentioned Bohemian Grove. Now, could these things be the reason they want that man? They don't want us talking about the stuff that he said or bringing it back up and just thinking he's dead. Or maybe he actually is dead and they killed him. Who knows? But either way, it's something nefarious. Now, also, he mentioned herpes. Didn't he say that he got herpes? Well, didn't Jaguar Wright talk about them having herpes? Didn't Cassie's lawsuit say something about herpes or STDs? I just want you all to pay attention because this man said that he had relations with Cassie and Diddy watched. And he likely had relations with Diddy too, allegedly. And so if they're saying that these people are spreading herpes, well, it would make sense that he said that he got the herpes. Okay, so I'm just saying, is this man lying? Is this man really crazy, just ranting? Are these the rantings of a madman or someone who was there and knows exactly where the bones are buried? I want you all to pay attention, okay? Because at the end of the day, that man could not have known any of these things unless he absolutely witnessed them. And here's the thing, too. I want you all to pay attention. One of the things I think that they don't want us to think he's still here is because, for one, that man said that Diddy was on the phone a lot during these accounts. 15 different accounts, he said, when he was there with them. And he said that Diddy would talk a lot on the phone. And he said, I heard a lot of business. Now, maybe they're now wondering, since we brought the video back up, because maybe they didn't catch that at first or weren't even thinking about it. But when he said he heard a lot of business, what business did he hear? I bet you some people are wondering, what all did Jonathan Oddi hear when he was at Diddy's house and Diddy was on the phone running his mouth? What all business does he know? Were anyone's names mentioned that they don't want to get out? What kind of secret information might he possibly have that they didn't further think about until now? Okay? I want you all to pay attention. Michaela said the herpes is the telltale thing. Exactly, beloved. Exactly. Okay? All right. And then Ethylene said liquid syrup business. Didn't that man say something about some juice? They told him to drink a fruit juice or something. And one portion of the video, I don't know if it was in those clips I showed you. Okay, so Leela says Diddy opened his own can of worms. Exactly. Exactly. Clean Lejeune says speak on it. All right. So now we already know that he said something about herpes. We know that Usher was accused of spreading herpes. We know that Usher has also been said to have been in the book that Kim was writing in her manuscript, talking about Diddy doing things with Usher. It was on video and said that Diddy gave Usher herpes allegedly. Allegedly, that's what it says in the book. But hold on. Here's a receipt that I've had for a while, for weeks even. And I forgot to mention this to you all. You may have already heard it by now, but this is what Jason Lee said. This is what Jason Lee said about Diddy. But mind you, I thought this was interesting because Jason Lee was actually trying to defend Diddy at first when the allegations from Cassie came out. But then, here's what he says. Jason Lee turns on Diddy, claims Diddy threatened him and revolt is broke. Now, this came out December the 6th, and I've had it since then. Like I said, I have so many receipts, I can't keep track. Now, Jason was originally dragged online for defending Diddy after Cassie filed her sexual assault lawsuit against him. But now the Hollywood Unlocked boss has seemingly had a change of heart and on his podcast weighed in on the Diddy drama. A few years ago, this is what Jason says. A few years ago, I was in New York having lunch with a friend. I'm not going to say his name, but you know who you are. He was eating oysters and I was eating lobster and steak. This was back when my stomach was big enough to eat the whole meal. Now I just take a bite and I'm full. He says to me, yo, this industry is crazy. And there's a model and he's a model. And I was saying, well, tell me like, what do you mean? Like, what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? And he says to me, allegedly, I was hanging out with Diddy and Cassie once, and he wanted me to F her and had me rubbing all on her and like kissing her and like doing sexual things with her while he watched and allegedly played with the chicken and filmed it. And I have to tell you, I went off. This is what Jason says. He went off on the model who told him this. Because remember, he was always caping for Diddy, because he was on Diddy's revolts. Okay. But so he says, I went off. I was like, see, this is why I don't F with y'all. Cause y'all this, you know, you look at it like I'm basically, and I basically said to my friend, yo, you are wild for saying something like that. That's why I don't F with y'all, because y'all, this, you know, I don't know what he meant by that part. Maybe that's a typo. But he basically said he went off on him and told him, this is why I don't F with y'all, because y'all are wild saying something like this. Now, Jason Lee spilled the tea about Diddy's revolt having no money, AT&T pulling out, and his contract isn't renewed. Hating on Jennifer Hudson, and she has accomplished what Jason Lee will never do. That's what they say. Now, they say in the clip, Jason also claimed Diddy once threatened him, telling him not to play with him, okay, on some messy shites. So anyway, I find it all so interesting. And it says Jason Lee has his own show on Diddy's Revolt network, but is now distancing himself from the Bad Boy founder. Okay, so that's just one that I had in the archives that I forgot all about. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about the other thing that Jonathan Oddi talked about when he said the presidents are all related and how they all trace back to the royal family in London. Okay, well, here's the thing. Back in August of 2012, there was a story that came out. It was called "Is Ruling in the Genes? All presidents bar one are directly descended from a medieval English king." So I'm sorry, that man knew exactly what he was talking about. They can call him crazy if they want to, but he was spitting facts. So what do Barack Obama, Thomas Jefferson, George W. Bush, and the other past U.S. presidents have in common, besides holding the coveted title or the coveted title of Commander-in-Chief? It appears that all of them but one are cousins. The remarkable discovery was made by 12-year-old Bridge-Ann D'Avignon of Salis, California, who created a groundbreaking family tree that connected 42 of the 43 presidents to one common and rather unexpected ancestor, King John of England. They say we all have the trait of wanting power. That's what the girl said who founded this. Now, let me just show this all to you, because she even has like a graph that she came up with. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Eva said, thank you, Queen. You're welcome, beloved. Okay, so now you all see that? That's where he got that from, saying that the presidents were all related. Okay? And says the common grandfather, the 12-year-old, traced the lineages of nearly all the U.S. presidents to King John, the signer of the Magna Carta. All right? So where was the lie? Where was the lie? Hold on, let me show you all this too. Okay, see there? And so with that all being said, that man was telling nothing but the truth. Miss Hotel said, make it all make sense. Oh, you know I will. Okay. Chief Kwan said, it's funny how Tila said you stole her content and then she posted lies about Jonathan Oddi. Shaking my head. Okay, exactly. Isn't that something, beloved? Isn't that something? Now, she stole my content, but her and her little cronies want to act like I stole something from her. Honey, she copied my TikTok video to a T. She could sit down somewhere, and I showed you all the receipts. Now, tell her to dig up some receipts and show some proof of some timestamps where I copied anything that she ever did, okay? Like I said, that video of Jonathan Oddi, we all got that video from the same place. Real world police. Now, with that all being said, this man was telling the absolute truth. So wouldn't that be a good reason for them want to do something to him all of a sudden, or to make us think that something had been done to him? I just want you all to pay attention. Okay? Hold on. What is this right here? Hold on. I see another receipt for something. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, yeah. I'll get to that in a minute. Okay. So now let's go to some videos. Let's go to some videos, because remember I played for you the audio of Sloan Bella and the stuff that she was saying about Diddy. I'm going to play some of that again, because there's some key things that I want you all to pay attention to. First, I'm going to play Jaguar Wright, because Jaguar, interestingly enough, said something that Sloan Bella said. Now, they said it in a different context, perhaps, or not a different context, but in the same context, but in different wording. Okay, so I'm going to show that to you. We're going to put the pieces of this puzzle together. Please pay attention. Okay, so here's the video with Jaguar, and then I'm going to play the video of Sloan Bella. And I need you all to really pay attention to what Jag is saying. All right. Hold on just a second. Let me make sure I'm pulling up the right one.
Because my focus right now is Sean Combs.
Okay. Tell us why. Tell us why.
Because he's a sex trafficker. Okay. And he's using music and entertainment to sex traffic.
Now, is this just boys, girls, adults, kids? I
mean, from what I've heard from sources that I would consider reliable, it really doesn't matter.
Wow.
I don't think sexuality is something that has anything to do with gender at this point for Sean. I honestly think he's just an extreme narcissist who loves power. He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor, who loved to control people.
And his mentor was
Andre Harrell. Like, he was determined to win. Like, nobody knew how determined he was to win. Like, that whole thing with Father MC, he covered that thing up real fast.
What happened with him and Father MC?
There was a party down at Howard, you know, one of the infamous parties, and they had gotten too big, and he didn't have proper security, he didn't have proper permits, and there was a stampede, and Father MC's woman got trampled to death. And
now, how does one go about covering up something like that?
Well, I mean, apparently you pay people. From what I've been told, he's been paying what is it? What's the not the World Star, the other one. The Shade Room. Mm. He's been paying the Shade Room not to post my post. That's what I was told. Someone hit me up in the DM and was like, stop tagging. They got on my feed and was like, stop tagging the Shade Room. He's paying them not to post it.
Yeah, I can believe that. It's a couple other artists that pay them too, not to. Yep.
Too. And congratulations, Young Miami. Run as fast as Cassie did. Uptown Records started with 5 people. Andre Harrell, I'll Be Sure, Heavy D, and Puffy. And Kim was the longest working employee because she was there from the very beginning. She was Andre's personal assistant. Mm. Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
Heavy D was found dead, face down in the heart attack. Andre Harrell, heart attack. Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-like symptoms. And then right after that, Al had a meeting, and I was going to meet up with him because we were in Vegas, and then the next thing you know, you want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Mm-hmm. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Albie Shore was working on the documentary of his life. And then he goes into a coma. Has Puffy ever been in a coma? Has anything happened to him? He must be the luckiest motherfucker, because it seems like everybody that worked at Uptown Records from the very beginning is gone. Just him.
Okay, so now, as I said, I know I showed you all that video weeks ago. I showed you that before, but not the part with Storm Monroe, but the latter part of the video. But the part where she's talking with Storm Monroe, she said Diddy's music is a front for trafficking. Now, I find that very interesting, because here's what Sloan Bella said. Please pay attention.
Kim Porter stands up so strong, okay? She stands up so strong. I am being represented, and they will find out what he did. So somebody is legally representing her in her death, is what I'm being told. I don't know who it is or how that works, but somebody is representing her. She is not going to remain listed as a pneumonia death. People are going to know what happened to her. She's a really good girlfriend, and there's a series of girlfriends, actually. There's a whole series, and I distinguish a difference with one of them because the girl's hair color is different. So this other woman looks like an actress as well, who is very close to Kim Porter. And she had, I'm just going to say it, like strawberry hair, or the hair is strawberry. She prefers that color. She's been secretly working behind the scenes to get information. There is a mentor that did to him what he did to this current girlfriend and to Kim Porter and every other person that he's been around to take advantage of on an energetic level. He is now going to reap that. That is now happening to him because they don't want the person who groomed him to go down. And that guy hides in the background. There's a whole bunch of like political stuff going on. Like there's political stuff. There's ties to this country, that country. And there are younger musicians that are going to come out against him and talk about what he did. The bodies that are buried. Okay. So the bodies that are buried, they're going to talk about it. Talk about it. There are men in other countries who are going to speak about it. There is political connections to him in other countries and this country. They're going to speak about it. The clothing is a front for something else. The clothing is a front. Of course, they have to produce clothing, obviously, or you can't sell clothing, but it's a front for something else. That clothing traveled all over the world. What happened as that clothing was traveling all over the world? That too is going to be rectified. So this man's going down. Within 4 years, I see his energy kind of whitewashed out, and I don't feel he's around. I know it's going to be a continuation of dominoes until he can't take it anymore.
She said a continuation of dominoes until he can't take it anymore. Didn't I tell you all that I wanted him to fall like dominoes? And didn't I tell you all yesterday that I believe Diddy will take himself out? I believe he will take himself out. And I showed you all where Fat Joe said that he thinks Diddy would take himself out. And then also Gene Dill said that Diddy supposedly has said something before about taking himself out. And Fat Joe said something in an old interview. Okay, he didn't name Diddy by name, but the things that he was saying led me to think that he was absolutely talking about Diddy. But hold on. What was the most important thing in that clip of what Sloan Bella said? I want you all to pay attention, critical thinkers. Sloan Bella said that the clothing is a front. The clothing is a front for something else. What did Jaguar say? Jaguar said the music is a front for trafficking. Okay, Miss Danielle said, Alexa, play Dominoes by Reno Shakur. Exactly. Okay, I should have played that on the intro. The lovely T said, yes, you did, Queen. Okay, Miss Hotel said, yes, you did say that. Okay, yes. So I want you all to pay attention because Jaguar said that the music was a front for trafficking. Sloan Bella said the clothing was a front for something else. She didn't say what, but something else. And she said the clothing traveled all over the country. Now, what was that all about? Maybe he was trafficking all over the country. And also maybe he had something to do with drugs. Maybe he was trafficking, maybe, allegedly. This is all just hypothetical. But maybe, possibly, someone could have been trafficking drugs and people all over the country. But another thing I want you to pay attention to is Sloan Bella said that there's people tied to him from other countries, other men in other countries, other people from other countries, and there's politics involved in this. You all know why that's important? Because didn't I do a video and talk to you all about it? I did a TikTok as well about the Turkish DJ. Do you all remember that? The Turkish DJ who knew Diddy, who had Diddy posted on his social media. You all remember that? So there's a tie right there. Sloan Bella is saying tied to men in other countries. And let's not forget how Gene Deal said something about Diddy going into Turkish bathhouses and him waiting outside for him. So y'all don't think that man turning up dead over there in Turkey who knew Diddy, the Turkish DJ, may have possibly allegedly been connected. But hold on, let me show you my TikTok video for those of you who may not remember, or perhaps you didn't even see it. I'm going to share my screen. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Oddi Shakur. This is more news about someone being connected to Diddy that has met their end. And I find this all very strange. So a Turkish DJ and his girlfriend were abducted by a gang of men, taken to a London kebab shop and tortured. And then he was executed. Let's get into it. Ghostay Dalbadak was on her first visit to London to meet up with her boyfriend, Mehmet Korey Alperkin. And they walked into a real-life nightmare, one so horrific that some say it is reminiscent of a scene from the movie Reservoir Dogs. Please pay attention. The couple was abducted by a group of masked men wielding weapons, and they were bundled into a van and then taken to a kebab restaurant near the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in North London. Mr. Alperkin was then stripped of his clothing, and they say that the wounds on his body, 94 wounds that were inflicted, showed that there was systematic abuse and torture. He was strangled with a ligature, scalded with boiling water. There were sharp instruments driven into the soles of his feet. He was beaten with a baseball bat and suffered 14 fractured ribs, and even his private areas showed signs of injury. According to postmortem findings, they say that the only mercy is that his torture lasted hours rather than days. 34-year-old Ghostay Dalbadak was able to escape after 48 hours. She supposedly chewed through the restraints and got out of there. But she was left so traumatized that when she returned to her home in Turkey, she refused to even come back to London to testify for the trial of the 6 people who were accused in the slaying and the kidnapping. Now, this happened last October. And so on Thursday, this brought the conclusion of the 10-week trial that resulted to the conviction of 2 gang members in the slaying of Mr. Alperkin, and also the other gang members were convicted in the abduction. Mr. Alperkin's father believes that his son's lifestyle is what made him a target. Prosecutors say that due to the number and nature of his injuries, that this was a sadistic group of thugs who took turns inflicting injury upon him. Prosecutors also think that Mr. Alperkin was likely abducted and tortured in order to punish him for something he'd done, or to force him to give up information about something he knew, perhaps illegal substances or money that was hidden somewhere. Now, Ghostay Dalbadak told police in a statement that she was crying and that she could hear her boyfriend being beaten and tortured. She could hear him saying, "I'm sorry, my love, don't be scared." She said as she cried, they punched her in her face until she passed out. And when she awakened, she was inside of a dark building in a filthy lavatory, and that her arms were tied to her feet. Now, there seems to be a conflict in the story, to some degree, because they say in one instance, they say that she escaped after 48 hours and that she chewed through her restraints. But then later they say that after being held captive for 3 days, that she was led out of the building and she was given $40 for a taxi and told not to say anything about it to the police. Some of the officials say that this seems very reminiscent of being tied to organized crime. Now, they never give direct details on how Mr. Alperkin was connected to Diddy, but there was some pictures of celebrities supposedly posted to his social media, and Diddy was one of those people, but they don't, give the direct link. But you may remember what Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, had to say.
Wait outside of Turkish baths for him. You know what they do in the Turkish baths? No, I don't. Oh, you don't? Okay. That's where a lot of gay men meet. And they all take hot baths together.
I'm not saying Diddy had anything to do with this man's demise, but at the end of the day, I find it very strange that so many people that have ties to him in one way or another continue to meet their demises. And Kamora Lee Simmons' house caught on fire over the weekend. It's just all very strange. Now, either Diddy is very unlucky because these people are dropping like flies around him, or perhaps he's very lucky because he's the one that never seems to be touched. With that all being said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. All right. So, like someone said in the chat, you cannot make this stuff up. So do you all think it's a coincidence that this Turkish DJ who knew Diddy, had ties to Diddy, is all of a sudden deceased? And yeah, it was likely something to do with drugs. It probably was an organized crime. Okay, but where did those drugs lead back to? I just have questions. All right. Chef Kwan says, well, Reverend Al Sharpton was just marching with Al B. Sure, too. Yeah, let's talk about it. Thank you for bringing that up, beloved. I have the article right here. Al Sharpton and Al B. Sure launched New Health Equity Coalition. Okay, this came out in November of 2023. Reverend Al Sharpton has partnered with musician Al B. Sure to launch a health equity coalition focused on providing Medicare coverage for blood tests that could detect early signs of organ rejection in organ transplant recipients. The Health Equity in Transplantation Coalition, also known as HETC, announced on Tuesday. This follows a March decision made by the private Medicare administrative contractor on behalf of the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, or Medicaid coverage. Now, the decision referred to as a billing article restricts access to non-invasive post-transplant testing for patients with heart, lung, or kidney transplants. The article gave patients only a 30-day notice with no time for public comment before it went into effect. The contractor said the decision was made after it became aware of improper billing and overutilization of the test. But the article has an undeniable effect on patients of color. According to Sharpton, Black, Hispanic, and Latino and underserved communities were given a lifetime with these non-invasive tests. This is what Sharpton said in a statement. That he says that was taken away in March of 2023 when a private company decided Medicare would no longer cover this life-saving measure for transplant patients who overwhelmingly come from these communities. It's time we reverse this decision and allow transplant recipients to have access to more and better tools, not less. Black, Hispanic, and Latino Americans account for 40% of transplant recipients in the nation, according to the coalition. They make up 50% of those on the 100,000 person transplant waiting list. Instead of the blood test, Medicare coverage is now extended to a surgical biopsy to determine organ rejection. But Al B. Sure said these biopsies are invasive and could be risky. Yes, they could be risky. They could be risky. And the reason being is because when they do a biopsy, they actually take a piece of your transplanted organ. Okay, they snatch a piece of it out to go and study it. It would be much more beneficial and less risky if they would just do the blood test as they're asking them to do. Please pay attention. Now, these blood tests are especially important to transplant patients in the Black, Hispanic, and Latino and underserved transplant communities, according to Al B. Sure, who received a life-saving liver transplant in the summer of 2022. Said it makes no sense to take away Medicare coverage from these underserved transplant recipients who can take these blood tests at home rather than trying Medicare rather than trying to get Medicare to do an invasive biopsy that might require extensive or expensive travel, time off from work, and for the patient or their caregiver, and surgery in a hospital. Now, the issue has become a bipartisan concern for congressional leaders. In August, a letter signed by 14 members of the House, led by Representatives Anna Eshoo and Michael Burgess, expressed concerns about the rollback sent to CMS. So, yeah, this is all very nefarious. Where's the Congressional Black Caucus when you need them? That's what I'd like to know. Okay, so there you have it. And again, Chef Quan, thanks for bringing that up. Because Albie Shore has a liver transplant. And so it's very important for, people, anyone that has a transplant, to be able to get tested to make sure it's not going to be, your organ's not going to be rejected. And the blood tests are the easiest way to do so. Now, they'd want to do biopsies because biopsies are more expensive. Okay, and then if there's complications that arise from the biopsy being conducted, then that's more money for them as well. Please pay attention. Okay, this is also nefarious. Now, this is what I also wanted to bring up. So I dug up this old receipt. Did you all know that these white men sued Diddy? Did you all know about the white men suing Diddy? Chef Quan said, they said if Albie Shore can't have the test, he can die. Isn't that something? Yeah, he absolutely could, because if he suffered a rejection before he was able to get to the hospital or couldn't get there fast enough, whatever, yeah, you absolutely can die from an organ rejection. You absolutely can. Some people don't realize how serious it is. So, and some people would likely have good reason to want Albie Shore to pass away. Please pay attention. I think that's why he's sick right now, because certain people wanted him out of here because he was asking too many questions and had too many suspicions, in my opinion, about Kim Porter's demise. Now, but listen to this, because some white men sued Diddy back in 2017. Diddy's Revolt TV accused of firing staffers for being old white men. That's what they say. This came out in March of 2017. A group of white employees is going to war against Revolt TV, claiming the music channel owned by Sean Diddy Combs canned them because they weren't young and black, according to the lawsuit. Douglas Goodstein and 4 other Caucasian producers, who are each over the age of 39, worked on the television or the televised version of Revolt's popular urban talk radio program, The Breakfast Club. Now, the producers said that they had experience on other famous programs, such as the Howard Stern Show, but they were treated by bosses worse than other employees who were younger and African American. Okay, this is what the Manhattan Supreme Court suit that they filed claims. Now, Executive Vice President Val Borland was always rude, condescending, and dismissive towards the team. Miss Borland, however, treated the African American staff in a much friendlier and respectful manner. Well, I'm sure that would feel racist to them. How dare you show black people more respect than you're showing us? And they probably weren't even showing them more, just showing them respect, period. Please pay attention. Now, execs turned a blind eye to behavior of African-American employees, they say, who arrived to work intoxicated or hungover, according to the lawsuit. One production assistant often came to work late, drunk, and slept on the editing floor during work hours. Yet he suffered no repercussions for his behavior. This is all what they have in the lawsuit. They go on to say Val Borland's brother, Anthony Borland, and the assistant director of the show allegedly said that the Caucasians harbored racism against African Americans. Now, maybe that's why they got fired then, because they're saying that they were racist themselves. Okay, now the animosity, hold on, they say the animosity Mr. Borland had towards Caucasians was clear. This is what they say in the suit. So somebody seems to be trying to flip the script. I want you all to pay attention. Maybe they got fired because they were being racist, but now they want to cry racism. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay, because they're mad at how they were treated as they work for the Breakfast Club. Now, it goes on to say that the animosity Mr. Borland had towards Caucasians was clear. That's what it says in the lawsuit. When producer Todd Baker complained about the lack of punctuality of the show's guest, production manager Sharice McKenzie allegedly said He just did not understand the culture of the show's guests and on-air personalities. The team was fired in December of 2014 and replaced with inexperienced Black employees, according to the suit, saying racism directed at anyone is unacceptable. This is what Matthew Blitz, an attorney for the producer, says. An attorney for the channel said, these claims are absolutely without merit and have previously been dismissed by the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. So it looks to me like they were just trying to make something out of nothing, basically trying to say that they were treated in a racist manner because they were upset and disgruntled because they got fired. Okay, because they got fired. Okay, this is all crazy. Chef Quan says, I'm thinking he doing all these videos for the money to help his son get out of jail. This is all nefarious. Twisted Elijah says, why would you want to work for an urban network anyway? Good question. Okay, I mean, if you work for Howard Stone, why not just go back to him? I mean, Howard Stern, yeah, why not just go back to him? I have questions. Okay. This is all crazy, but let me continue. Lights up, everyone, please like and share. Now, you also remember that I told you all how Diddy's employees sued him. Remember I told you all Diddy's chef sued him, basically saying that she had to be sexually harassed. And this was back in 2015 when she was talking about how the incidents that she had to deal with when they said that she was serving food and Diddy unclothed himself and asked her if she liked his naked body, said people were engaging in nefarious sex acts while she was serving the food and all of that. So this article came out in May of 2017. Sean Diddy Combs sued for sexual harassment by former employee. Now, I already told you all about that the other day, but here's the thing that I didn't tell you because I didn't know it. Okay. Also, allegedly, there was a male employee who also sued Diddy because they were saying that Diddy asked them to get in the bathtub or the shower with him or something to that effect. Yeah. Said he asked a male employee allegedly to get in the shower or the bath with him. I find it all so nefarious. Okay. I find it all so nefarious. It's a whole lot coming out. That's all I'm saying. Now, with that all being said, let's go to another one of these videos. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share. I'm going to play another clip of, let me see, who is this? Hold on just a second. Let me see if this is the right video. Hold on.
Oh, when it was time to drop Usher's first album, Diddy took on the role of producer. But when the debut didn't exactly set the charts on fire, Puffy decided to sit out Usher's second album, My Way, which ended up going 6 times platinum in the late 90s. Go figure. Now brace yourselves, things are taking a dark turn. It seems Usher wasn't the only underage boy Diddy was allegedly getting touchy-feely with. A guy, yes, a man, has accused Diddy of allegedly S.A.ing him back at Howard. And get this, the guy still has his clothes from that night. The guy says, I know this is random, but my name is blank, and I was S.A.'d by Diddy and a friend of his on April 15, 1989 in D.C. It has taken a lot of strength for me to get to this stage of self-assurance, but I now know I have nothing to be ashamed of. I attended Howard University the same time he was there, and I was taken advantage of after an off-campus party. I will be the first to admit I was inebriated. Diddy noticed I was intoxicated and offered to give me a ride back to my dorm. I trusted him at the time because we were acquainted with one another, because we had economics class together. This man went on to spill some explicit details about how Diddy allegedly lured him into his apartment, where another guy named Lorenzo was waiting. According to the accuser, he was and both of them took turns doing some really inappropriate stuff. Now, keep in mind, all of this is alleged, but the guy is gearing up to sue Diddy. He's getting all his documents in order for the lawsuit, and he's dead set on making Diddy pay for what he says happened that night, claiming it changed him forever.
Okay, tell us why. Tell us why.
Because he's a and he's using music and entertainment to traffic. Who loves power. He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most likely because he was victimized by his mentor,
Now, Jaguar Wright is not surprised by all of this, and she has been loud and clear, calling Diddy out as trash. But now, she's dropping a bombshell, suggesting that Diddy might have been a victim himself of the very stuff he's accused of doing to others. She's claiming that Diddy was allegedly SA'd by his mentor, Andre Harrell, the guy who kicked off Uptown Records. And brace yourself for this twist. She's saying Andre, in turn, was allegedly SA'd by Clive Davis. It's a whole tangled web she's spinning. She said, "My focus right now is Sean Combs. He is a SEXTFK, and he is using music and entertainment to SEXTFK. She continued, saying, "From what I've heard and from sources I would consider reliable, it really doesn't matter if it's boys or girls. I don't think SEX appetite has anything to do with gender at this point. For Sean, I honestly think that he's just an extreme narcissist who loves power. He loves the ability to manipulate and control people. Why? Most probably because he was victimized by his mentor who loved to control people, and his mentor was Andre Harrell, who was mentored by Clive Davis."
Okay, now I want you all to pay attention. I had to show you all that because I'm making a connection. Pay attention to what Jaguar said in there, okay? Not only did she mention the trafficking and that being the music being a front, and Sloan Bella said that the clothing was a front, and also she mentioned his mentor and said that what he's doing was also done to him by his mentor. Well, I'm going to play 2 more clips of Sloan Bella, and in one of them, she talks about Diddy's mentor, okay, and how they don't want him to be exposed. All right, so let's get into it.
There's a complete and utter takedown of P. Diddy and his 3 right-hand men, okay? 3. So there's going to be a takedown that comes in with that, and he's going to try to step away. They're not done. And here's another thing I'm being shown. His mouth is being sewn up. So when I see his face, the image I get is the mouth is being sewn up. So he is going to be unable to speak for some reason. I can't talk. I cannot speak for myself anymore. This to me sounds like a losing of faculties, a losing of thought, a losing of thinking. I cannot speak, but it's sewed up around his mouth. That's actually how I'm seeing it. They're going to stitch his mouth shut. When I ask her why his mouth is being sewn up, it's because of his mentors, and they don't want it coming out over here, even though some of them are outing themselves. These are old guys connected to old time, old style Motown, and she's showing me that he's being shut up from outing them or from speaking about them for some reason. So there's a hierarchy going on here, and there's a total takedown of him. He is being sacrificed. So he may think he gets away with stuff. He may think it's cool he does what he does, but now he's the sacrificial lamb. And I do mean that. There's something that comes up with him in March, speaking of the lamb, during the Easter time frame, March, April, right in that time frame. That's why I said lamb. There's something else that's going to come up with him. We are not done.
Now I want you all to pay attention because she clearly said in that clip that he's going to be shut up because his mentors. And she said these are old men. Well, who could she be talking about? Could it be Clive Davis and Ronald Burkle? Could it be those two? Because those are the two that people say allegedly are his sugar daddies. So maybe he's going to be silenced so he can't mention anything about them. But I want you all to pay attention because here's the thing. I'm just wondering that if Diddy gets indicted, would he possibly, would they pull an Epstein on him? And we all know what happened to Epstein. I just wonder if they would pull an Epstein on him. Because here's the reason. Diddy knows too much. And just think about Nicole Kidman's father. For those of you who are my day ones, when I talked about her father and all of the stuff that he was accused of over there in Sydney, Australia, and that satanic cult and the stuff with the children and all of that stuff that was going on. Well, remember, after he was indicted, thanks to Fiona Barnett and 60 other witnesses who came forward, well, he fled to Singapore, and a week later, he was dead. A week later, he was dead. Why would he be dead? Because he knew too much. Because he was an active participant in the satanic rituals, allegedly, and all of the other nefarious things that were going on. And so now he turns up dead, and they say he did it to himself. But isn't that what they always say? Isn't that what they always say? And then also, please pay attention. When they say these old guys, and they're talking about a Motown connection, could she be talking about Quincy Jones? Could she be talking about Quincy Jones? I just have questions, okay? I'm just trying to figure this all out. Reggie said, that's what I'm saying, Queen, okay? So with that all being said, Z says Nicole being in Eyes Wide Shut is truly insane, knowing what her family is part of. And yeah, exactly, beloved. Exactly. But see, her father and the things that he was doing, allegedly, that's possibly more than likely, in my opinion, how she got to where she is. I just want you all to pay attention. And let's not forget the man who made the film Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick, came up dead shortly thereafter. Please pay attention. Okay, so with that all being said, this is all getting real messy, as I have told you all. But hold on, there's one more video of Sloan Bella that I want to share. Okay? One more video that I want to share. And I'm just saying, now, Nicole Kidman's father came up dead after he was indicted and accused of certain things that other people were involved in that they wouldn't want him to speak on. And then Jeffrey Epstein turned up dead, and they said he did it to himself, but a second autopsy report said something different. And this is when he was sent to prison, and he had all the receipts, and he knows all of the people that were involved in all of those things. Okay? Because if he had an island, and if he was the one that was trafficking people, I'm sorry, who were the clients? Well, now we'll likely never know because he's dead. So I just want you all to pay attention because it could be the same exact thing to happen to Diddy. Please pay attention.
Miss Kim Porter, who passed away due to alleged pneumonia. There's a lot in her body that's metal toxicity or metal toxins. I don't know if she was buried or cremated, but they should actually check her hair. They log this in the coroner's office. They usually have like records of certain things. They should actually log, they should log that. Because she's like, out with it, out with it. Toxic metal exposure. Toxic metal exposure through some kind of metallic something, metal, that's like a pencil shaving. So think of how tiny that is. And it went in through the nasal cavity, through a sniffer thing for colds or for allergies, whatever, nose spray. And it was tampered with. So many things were tampered with. Oh my God, her phone was hijacked. She had a second phone, by the way, and nobody got that phone. That phone is hidden. I don't think anybody knows where that phone is because she didn't tell anybody before she passed, but she had a second phone. So conversations about what's going down and coming out were done on a, quote, burner phone. They've not found this phone because this phone, they don't know where she hid it. And she didn't hide it in her car, in her stuff or anything like that. She went to get it. It's somewhere where she went to get it. You know what I think? I think she has, she's like, no, don't say it, but I'm going to say it. I feel like she has either a post office box, a bank security box, something storage box that nobody knows about. And it'll be found, but I feel like she was hiding things there. I don't know why nobody knows about it. What I am seeing is that I can watch everything about her in this house. Now, there is somebody else that has cameras in her house that she is unaware of. She is unaware, and they were put in her house while she stepped to the side and wasn't in her house. So the cameras were put there without her being able to view it on her own cameras when she wasn't home. And it was done so in such a way that it looked like somebody was making repairs. She had 3 manuscripts and she gave them to 3 separate people. Somebody you wouldn't even suspect. Somebody outside of her friend group, somebody entirely different. She had a very close-knit circle of friends and a particular type of friends. So she hung around particular people. She was very specific in her choice of people that she allowed in her circle. Okay, very, very, very controlled about that. However, somebody from outside that circle has one of, quote, the books or manuscripts or written documentation. So they don't have it all. And she's kind of laughing because she suspected that this would happen, but it blew her mind when it happened. Then she's like, he literally went dark, black eyes, dark, completely shut down and dark. So she didn't even know who she was dealing with. She was starting to see what he was for real and no more denying it. A whole hell of a lot she saw. So everything she's writing about, like, she's kind of saying, I saw it. Like, I lived it. I saw it. It happened. This is what happened. So she doesn't really understand why that can't come out if that's what you're doing. It's very, very transparent to her, and you can't fool her. And you are going to stand so noted, accountable within the next 5 months. He's trying desperately to backpedal out of this, but whoever that man is, it's a white man that has the tape or the information or however that is, one of the manuscripts with personal, private, written, handwritten documentation about what was said to her 3 months before she passed, what she witnessed, and the final straw that she couldn't take anymore. And it's not a case of domestic violence. It goes far beyond that and that. So it is domestic violence, but it's far, far beyond that. I am being shown that things are being prepared. She is showing me a trumpet. People are standing straight up, and there are people going to speak, not just about what happened to her, about other things. Something is unraveling. Somebody is leading the march, leading the way there. That's what it is. Somebody is leading the march, leading the way to uncover this information. She's singing that song by Stevie Wonder, Signed, Sealed, and Delivered. Like, I don't know if that was a song that they spoke about or code, or if she just liked that song, but signed, sealed, and delivered.
Okay, so you all heard all of that, and I find it all very interesting. Okay, I find it all very interesting, but hold on just a second. Now I want you all to pay attention to how people be lying. Okay, one person specifically talking about all of these law enforcement people have gotten together to investigate Diddy, the feds, DOJ, all of these people or whatever coordinated an investigation, and that Diddy has hired a criminal attorney. Now, I'm sorry, if this were true, why wouldn't this be all over the news? Why wouldn't this be all over the news? I want you all to pay attention. Okay, Lillian X said, I can't stand a liar. I can't either. Lying for clicks and views, clearly. Okay, because why wouldn't this be all over the news? Okay, at the end of the day, please pay attention. Okay, so with that all being said, also, I want you all to remember, now they were trying to say, you know, some people were saying that Jonathan Oddi was crazy, that the stuff wasn't true and all of that. But here's the thing. Like I told you days ago when I reported on it, how could he know specific things? And this audio or this video interrogation of him was done in 2018. Cassie didn't file her lawsuit until November of 2023. Like I told you all days ago, she filed it this year in November. And some of the things that he said in 2018 absolutely line up with things that were alleged in her lawsuit. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention. All right. I want you all to pay attention. Moon Goddess says all the stuff I'm shown all the time come true that I speak, and all I see, I still don't know that. Okay, now here's another thing. Someone asked, a Moon Goddess said, I need her to give exact dates. Well, here's the thing. You're talking about Sloan Bella. Well, she said supposedly something's going to go down with Diddy in March of 2024. But I want you all to pay attention because the things that Sloan Bella said 5 months ago, 6 months ago, back in July, those things have already started to manifest. Those things have already started to manifest. Those clips that I'm showing you of Sloan Bella are old clips. This is not new. She said these things like 6 months ago, and these things are happening. She also talked about toxic metal. She in Kim's body. She talked about Diddy going down and 3 of his right hand men going down with him. Now, could that be Jay-Z? Could Jay-Z be one of them? I have questions. Could Herb Pierre be the other? Because he's been also accused. Could the other one maybe be Aaron Hall? I don't know. But the things that she's saying absolutely line up with some of the things that have already happened. Okay, Mr. Hotel said whether she gives dates or not, she's been on point with it. She absolutely has. If she can call that about Diddy, I know she can give me exact dates. Well, Moon Goddess beloved, here's the thing, because I have psychic abilities too, and I have predicted several things in the past that have absolutely happened. Now, in some cases, I did give exact dates. You all remember, those of you who are my day ones, you remember that in 2020, I think it was February of 2020, I predicted there would be a terrorist attack in Nova Scotia, April the 20th. You all remember that? And that absolutely happened. Those of you who are following me since I was on Facebook know that I said that a big celebrity that everybody loves is going to die. And then Kobe died like 2 days later. Okay, so we don't always know the exact dates, beloved. Okay, maybe you have some powers to where you always know the dates, but we don't always know the dates. I mean, I don't always know the dates, just to be honest. Sometimes I'll see things and then I have to piece it together. Sometimes I know the exact date, sometimes I don't. With Sloan Bella, she didn't give specifics but about the dates, but she did say that something's going to happen in March. So let's just wait until March, end of March, early April, somewhere around Easter. Let's just see what happens with Diddy. And then we can see how accurate she is, beloved, okay? Then we can see how accurate she is. Hold on, Reggie. Reggie, what are you talking about? Reggie says, thank you. I'm thinking I'm a little psychic myself. I said Diddy would settle, and he did in 24 hours. Reggie, sit down. We all knew he was going to settle because he didn't want those receipts to be dropped in court during the period of disclosure. Okay? Lillian X says something is coming. Gail said Queen don't get tired. 7 days straight. Thank you, beloved. Okay? And so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I just want you all to pay attention. I just want you all to pay attention. Reggie said, I'm seated. You seated, Reggie. Mr. Hotel says, now y'all are psychic. Sit all the way down. Rico says something going to happen in 2024. Well, we know something's going to happen, beloved. Okay. Reggie said, great broadcast. RG Ty said, great broadcast, Queen, as always. Thank you all, beloved. Thank you all. So anyway, with that all being said, Moon Goddess said I was being funny, Queen. Okay, beloved. And I figured you were. Okay, so with that all being said, Rafaela, I hope I said your name right, beloved, said too many receipts. Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. Oh, Queen Moon Goddess, Jay Gray said Queen Moon Goddess was talking about numbers for the lottery. Okay, well, I need some numbers for the lottery too. Okay. I've had a few cash threes. I have to admit that I have dreamt the cash 3 numbers on several occasions, but never anything big like I wish. Okay. All right. So Moon Goddess said, I do be knowing what's going to come, but I don't always know the dates. Right, beloved. Exactly. Okay. All right. So with that all being said, Moon Goddess, I may have to have you as a guest on my spiritual channel. All right. So with that all being said, Exquisite says, awesome broadcast. Thank you, beloved. Okay, that real I Spy says, thank you, Queen. You're welcome. So listen, I love you all to life. I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again. Please like and share this video. You all know that they lie about the amounts of views and subscribers, and they unsubscribe people and all of that. Nessie X said, amazing live, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so make sure you double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, specifically if you have not been receiving your notifications. And you can always find the links to my videos because I go live Monday through Friday. Now, sometimes I go live on the weekends. I've been going live on the weekends for the past few weeks because of Diddy, all of this information. But I definitely go live every day, Monday through Fridays. So please make sure that you find, if you can't find the links, just go to my YouTube community tab or to my Twitter. I post them there daily, okay? So Moon Goddess said, I love to keep people laughing too. Absolutely, beloved. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm going to close out of here. Maurice says, Queen, my psychic abilities are off the chain sometimes. Maurice, if you don't have several seats, beloved. Okay. Oh, hell no, said, dang, I can't even take a nap. Queen's 24-hour broadcast elite. All right, so anyway, I love you all to life. Skeletor fan says, yeah, so many receipts. You see the red point on the deck. Okay. So anyway, I love you all to life. Each one, teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And also remember this. Let your haters be your motivators. Okay. And you got that from Queen QueenAShakur, aka the Queen of Receipts, aka the Nancy Drew of journalism. All right. So until next time, beloveds, I will talk to you all again soon. Mr. Hotel said this was explosive. Thank you, beloved. Peace.
Hit him with that flavor. All in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no